right, you guys, so today we're going to learn how to make these crazy morphed animals. We're going to learn how to use the layer masking and continue on using selection tools in Photoshop. So with this assignment, some things to keep in mind. Obviously, these animals are not real. You're going to make something of your own wonderful creation. Things to keep in mind when you are looking for your animals is try to stick with animals that have similarities, such as fur. So obviously, a dolphin and a kangaroo are completely different animals. They don't have the same texture of fur. A squirrel and a bird. So yeah, the bird has feathers, the squirrel has fur, but it'll be kind of easier to morph them together than it would be the dolphin. So maybe animals that have fur or animals that have feathers, like you could probably blend in the feathers of the bird with the horse. Okay, that might be pretty simple. Just try not to do like scales and feathers or scales and fur, because that's where you're gonna run into some difficulties. Another thing you want to keep in mind is make sure that your animals are facing the same way. So I chose this lion, and I'm going to morph it with this guinea pig, and their heads are both turned the same direction. That way it'll make it a little bit easier when you are trying to morph everything together. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started in Photoshop. So I'm going to create a new document. So I'm going to go to File, New. I'm going to make it 11.5 by 8 inches, and I want my orientation to be landscape. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up my first animal. I know I want my lion to be my main image, so I'm just going to place that onto my background. So I'm going to go place embedded, go to my download folder, and for some reason it's taken a little bit longer for my stuff to load in my download folder today, and I'm not sure why. All right, so I have placed my lion onto my background. I know this is the main guy that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and hold shift, and I don't want it to be distorted because I am going to print these, so I don't want it to be all squishy, okay? So make sure that you hold shift and stretch it out. You want a good part of your animal, your main animal, to be on the page, okay? It may look kind of blurry before you hit enter, but once you hit enter on your keyboard, it should clear up and be nice and clear. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is place my guinea pig on the page. Again, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place my guinea pig. And what we're going to do is, hang on, let me see what happened. Okay, so with my guinea pig placed onto my page, what I'm going to do is lower the opacity. So right here in your layer panel, you're just going to drop this down just a little bit on that guinea pig face. And this is just so I can kind of see where I'm going to place it and how large I need it. And I can always redo this or fix this after. So you kind of want his head to be about the same size as the lion. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit enter when I get it how I want it. And now instead of deleting or making a selection using the selection tools like we did with Veggie Head, what we're going to do is bring the opacity back up to 100%, and then we're going to create a layer mask. So there's a couple ways to do this. The first way is here. This is the most simple way. So you click here and it'll create a layer mask. And what that does, it gives you this little white box or black box, depending on, this is going to be dependent on which color is selected here in your toolbar. So if black is selected, it'll be black. If white is selected, it will be white. So rule of thumb, when you're thinking or when you're doing this, is white reveals and black will hide. Okay, so whatever is painted white is going to show. Whatever paint is painted black is going to hide. Okay, whenever you're working on a layer mask, you always want to make sure that this white box is selected and not this one. Because if this one is selected and you start painting, what's going to happen is you're literally, oh, well, this is actually I need to rasterize this first. So I'm going to click rasterize. Okay, so when you start painting, let me change my brush back to a regular brush, first of all. When you start painting, you're going to actually get black and white paint, and that's not what I want. Okay, so if you start doing this and you're like, wait, it's just painting black, you've not selected your layer mask. So you have to make sure that this mask is selected. And what that does, it just hides your layer. Okay, so when I start painting, it looks like it's disappearing, but it's really not. So what we call this is non-destructive editing in Photoshop. All right, so to do this, what you're going to do is select your layer mask, and if this box is black or white, which it should be white, you're going to make your foreground color black. Okay, so this box should be black. Then you're going to go to your brush tool, and let's talk about brushes really quick. Okay, so I'm going to create a new layer or a new document. So brushes have different ways they work. Okay, so we can paint with them, we can draw with them, we can delete things with them. So if I chose the first brush, and if you notice, it's kind of got a soft feathery edge to it, and you can kind of see that by choosing this brush. If your brush palette doesn't look like this, how I set mine up is I click here and I make sure all of these things are checked: brush name, brush stroke, and brush tip. Okay, this is going to show me what my brushes look like when I am choosing them. So this is my soft brush. I can change the size of my brushes by using my bracket keys on the keyboard again. The bracket keys are located next to the letter P. The left bracket will make it smaller. The right bracket will make it bigger. To change your brush properties or what your brush looks like, again, you can change your size here. You can also change the hardness here. So this first brush that I just showed you, we call this a soft brush because it's kind of got a faded effect to the edges. You can adjust that hardness or the hardness of a brush or the pressure by changing the hardness selection. So you can go all the way up to 100%. This is the same brush. All I did was change the hardness. Okay. And there are some hard round brushes, soft round brushes. Okay. So just depending on what type of brush or what project you're working on is going to depend on the hardness of your brush. Okay, so with layer masking, I like to use a nice soft brush. So I like to keep the softness down. That way it gives a nice feathered effect, and it looks a little bit more realistic. All right, so we're going to make sure our hardness is set to 0. And depending on your object, how large your brush is going to be. So obviously I'm just going to keep his face. So I'm going to, with my layer mask selected, I'm going to go ahead and select around, and you can see that it's kind of feathering. It's kind of going beyond where the brush is actually touching. That is what the feather does. Okay, we kind of want it to gradually fade in. So I'm going to go ahead and just start brushing on my picture and start hiding parts that I don't want to show. We're not erasing, we are hiding. We are using a non-destructive edit in Photoshop. Okay, so like you can see that I'm not even touching that guinea pig, and it's blending, or it's hiding. Okay, so there's that, and depending if do I want to keep his ears or do I want to move him up, I think I'm actually gonna move him up, and maybe I know that I have these pieces over here, so I'm just gonna drag this over real quick and get rid of these pieces because I know I don't need those, and then move him back over. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little bit bigger so his ears kind of fit. So Control T, hold Shift, and I'm gonna go ahead and stretch him out just a little bit more, make him kind of fit. All right, so that looks good. So layer masking is a great way to create these really cool effects. All right, so that is putting the face on. Now I need to make sure that it kind of blends in a little bit better. All right, so something else that I need to show you is what happens if I oops, I erased a part that I didn't want to. How do I bring that back? Because we're working on a layer mask, we're hiding our picture, we're not deleting it. So to bring it back if black hides, white is going to reveal. So I'm going to switch my colors here in the color palette. So the letter X on the keyboard will switch between black and white. So I'm going to switch back to white, and I can just paint back in and bring my little guy back into play. All right, so super cool little trick. So if I delete too much or something that I meant to keep, just switch your brush to white and it will bring him back. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a filter, photo filter, to my guinea pig to kind of let him blend in a little bit better. So I'm going to click on photo filter and I'm going to bring up, it looks like this, properties, under my properties. So I've got some options here. So if I bring up, let me bring up the density so you can see what's going on. So here I've got some options. I've got warming filters, I've got cooling filters, so, and you can see what happens. So warming is going to give it a nice orange tone. Cooling will bring it down a cooler blue tone. Okay, red is going to make the reds pop, orange, etc. Okay, so you just go through, depending on the photograph that you're using. You may not even need to use this option, so keep that in mind. Okay, your pictures might have the same color tone or warmthness to them, just depending on where the photographs were taken. All right, so I'm going to choose the photo filter, and that was located right here. And I'm going to go to photo filter and it'll bring up my properties and just adjust these sliders, choose the different filters. You can even change your color on your own if you wanted to. Just click through and pick a color. Say I wanted to do blue, and I was like, okay, I want to try this blue, but then it didn't really work out so well. I'm going to hit okay. How do I get back that basic color? Just click on filter and go back to warming, and that's your default. The next thing I want to do after I've done that, I'm going to apply it to whichever layer it needed to be applied to. So I just want to apply it to my guinea pig because I feel like my guinea pig needs to be a little bit warmer than my lion. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to hit create clipping mask. And what that does, it affects only the layer that it's clipped to. So the guinea pig layer is the layer that it's clipped to. If you notice, it's got this little arrow now and it's just kind of hanging out. If I hide it, you can kind of see it's a very, very subtle difference when I turn off the visibility, but it did warm it up a little bit more. Okay, so that gives it a little bit better of a blend. And then another thing that I can do is on my brush, I'm going to go back to my layer of my guinea pig, and I'm going to lower the opacity right here and just kind of blend it in a little bit better. I feel like, it can be blended just a little bit more. But I don't want to get rid of too much, but I do want to blend it just a little bit. So I lowered the opacity right here on the option bar, and that's going to let me just kind of blend it in a little bit better. All right, that looks good. Okay, so with this project, you need to have at least 2 animals. I say 2, but I'm thinking maybe you should probably try 3 because I think most of you are going to do this pretty quickly. So at least 2 animals. Use the blend modes or the brush. Create a layer mask. Use the brush tool. Try out the photo filter, see what happens if you need it. If not, you're fine. So let's say I wanted to apply a photo filter to the lion instead of the guinea pig. So let me release this clipping mask. So I'm going to drop this down in between those 2 layers, and then I can right click and hit create clipping mask again. And now the lion is warm, but the guinea pig is not. Another way to get to your photo filter and your layer mask is, so your layer mask can be here. Layer mask, you can either reveal all, hide all, reveal selection, etc. And then the photo filter can be found under layer, new, new, where's my adjustment layer? Oh, I'm sorry, image adjustments, and then adjustment layer. And you can create a photo filter if you're on the right layer. Image adjustments. and then photo filter. Okay, so your picture has to actually be selected rather than the layer mask. All right, so when you are all done, I'm going to drag this back up here, create my clipping mask. When you are all done with your guy, what you're going to do is give it a name. It can be like a combination of the two animals, or you can just give them a like funny name if you want to. Just make sure it's appropriate. Use a text that kind of represents your guinea pig. Again, talking about text, keeping that in mind, that fonts matter. Let's name him Herbert. And maybe apply a fun effect to it if you want, apply a fun color. That is up to you. And then you're going to go ahead and save it. So go File, Save As. Make sure to save your Photoshop document. Morphed. Make sure to save the Photoshop document in your Student U drive in a folder titled Morphed Animal. Open that up and Photoshop document, save, and then save the, oh, it's going to take a minute. Save the JPEG file. File, save as. JPEG. What I'm looking for is those blending modes, or not the blending modes, I'm sorry, your brushes, like how well you used your, you adjusted your brush. Did you create a layer mask? Can I see any part that shouldn't be seen? And how creative you were with your character or your animal. All right, so this is really simple. This one was really simple. Like I could totally add wings to this, or maybe a unicorn horn or something, a different kind of tail. Obviously I have some room here to add a tail. How can you create this crazy looking creature and make it into something completely different? All right, so that is it. When you are done, make sure to turn it into Google Classroom, and see you next time.